Rejuvenate, restore, refresh, and heal. At Fantuzzo Acupuncture, we seek to help achieve effective health and wellness in an elegant spa-like atmosphere. Fantuzzo Acupuncture specializes in traditional acupuncture, cosmetic anti-aging acupuncture, acupressure, cupping, CBD topical creams, and more. Approach healthcare holistically. Visit FantuzzoAcupuncture.com to book online today. FantuzzoAcupuncture.com.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.
We love them. Taylor's Heating and Cooling, Taylor's Plumbing. They have a lot of logos. They have a lot of irons in the fire, Taylor, and they're fantastic. Just want to tell you that it's time to get your home safe and ready for all those freezing temperatures that we're having. Call Taylor now for their Plumbing Safety Essentials Plus plan and save 100 buckaroonies on Bradford White water heaters. Get free diagnostic fees. Buckaroonies, right? You can get free diagnostic fees and no overtime charges on emergency repairs with an additional 15% discount. Since 1947, Taylor Heating and Plumbing and Bradford White have been the most reliable source for all your plumbing and heating needs. With same-day service and upfront pricing, you can be assured that help is on the way. Call Taylor, 500 help. Hey guys.
What's up?
How are you? Why are you wearing your mask? That's so unusual for the two of you. Kimberly's Revolution, Revere Realty. I am Kimberly. Tom and Chad are respectfully Revere Realty. That's who you are.
Did you just point the wrong way?
I think she did.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. You understand.
She's looking in the mirror.
Chad, Tom,
Okay.
Revere Realty. And
Speaking of irons in the fire,
what is going on?
Are we making s'mores?
Today's show is called The Ass Man.
I'm going to stick my iron in Tom's fire.
No, you're not.
I don't even want to know why. Hey, Patty Bardine, let's go. Woo-woo! We are ready to go. Yeah, so the show is called High Joy. What are you doing?
I'm getting ready for my performance.
Ew, the Ass Man. Apparently, we have a couple of ass men. Tom, for one, we'll tell you why here in a second. Cuomo and all of his minions that are working for him to say, hey, you know what? We're going to shut down New York at 10 o'clock. We don't care what any other judge says. We have final rule. Thank you, the ass man. It's funny how his face looks just like that. I don't know why.
Let me spray a little sanitizer on that.
But there he is. There he is. So you guys are masked up. Tom, can you stand up for us, please, just for a second and show us what's going on?
Just as long as I don't have to turn around.
Turn around. We want to see it.
No.
You've got a robe on from the hospital, which is worrisome to me.
We just went X-rated.
This is what do you have on your feet?
Put the women and children to bed.
I got the little sockies on.
You do.
It's going to fall over.
You do have the little sockies on that they give you to keep your feeties warm, right?
I do like sake though. That stuff's good.
Oh, that's disgusting.
What happened today?
I threw up on sake once.
Do you?
That's a story for another time.
Why are you dressed like that?
I had my colonoscopy today.
Wait, I'm sorry. You what?
I had my anal probed.
Cosmo Kramer, you are the ass man.
Right.
No, I'm not the ass man.
Well, as far as the state of New York is concerned, you are.
You are.
I am the ass man. Right.
And there's a reason you went to have your back end kind of scoped.
Public service announcement.
Yeah.
Everybody go do it. It's important.
I just do mine in a box.
Yeah.
I did it one time. I'm a less is more kind of girl. If they don't have to stick anything up my backside, that's an exit only, people. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to be gross, but they give you an option of that little guy in the box.
Well, I'm a polyp factory, so I have to go.
Are you?
Bitsy, am I supposed to touch the box comment at this point or no?
Yeah.
should I
Oh,
just
yeah,
go back-
absolutely.
Or should I just...
You've got gloves on. You can touch any box you want.
I'm concerned at what's going on over there. You got the gloves on?
Well, I'm just worried that my friend here that I've known for over 30 years didn't get treated properly at the hospital today.
So you're going to help him?
So I figured,
Have at it.
Right.
Bend over, Tom.
Well,
I brought my Stryker Ice.
we tried that once, and he gave me COVID.
Yeah, the vaccine didn't work out
The
so well.
vaccine gave me COVID.
Not that
live
there's anything
vaccine.
wrong with that. Whatever you guys do on your private time, that is completely.
Well, we are partners.
This is
All
a
right.
no judgment zone.
I'm gonna
right
stand
here.
down.
Right here.
Right.
Right here is a no judgment zone.
I'm gonna take my gloves off and stand down.
I was in bay number 2.
I got Vaseline in my purse just in case. You need lube? I don't know. So they gave you an IV?
Yeah, I got my hole for my IV here and
Gave him an
everything.
anal probe.
Wow, you got a lot of holes.
Yeah,
Got a lot of things stuck in holes today.
I did.
That's fun. So how are you? Are you all?
I'm a little
Are you
woozy.
still high?
I'm a little woozy, but things are good.
Are you? Because my
Yes.
husband,
Anything for your show, Kimberlina.
my husband also had one a couple of years ago. He had the the rectal probe,
He had his box
evasive
invaded?
one.
the colonoscopy, and they gave him the anesthesia, and he puked all the way home.
Good for him.
But you obviously are having no ill effect from any of that.
So Rich is a puker. You know it happens.
So your backside is good. Your
Yeah.
front side is good.
I'm in good shape.
You're not woozy. You
I have-
feel.
I
He
had-
does look loopy. I can see
Yeah,
his,
yeah. He
his
looks,
eyes are a
yeah.
little glossy.
Yeah, you look.
First time I had 7 removed, and this time I had 5 removed. So hopefully we got to keep myself alive.
I'm sorry. Polyps? Seriously?
Oh yeah, I'm a factory. I make more polyps than the My Pillow guy does now.
What is your wife fixing you that causes that you're not pooping out what you
I
need
think
to?
it was my grandmother, but we'll just go with that.
I'm blaming Lori. I'm
Right.
saying she's to blame for not fixing you foods that you can poop out quickly.
I think it's more genetic than anything.
The man's got stage 7 cancer. We're making fun of him.
Fine.
You do not.
I go every 3 years. They clean them out. It's a good thing, a good way to live.
Thank you, Beth. It's North Face, and I got it at Dick's. My hat. She says I love the hat. Hey, Rick.
All right, so 2 minutes in and she's gone box and dicks.
Right.
Rick Winans from Kansas City is listening to. I don't know what happened.
Hey,
Oh,
Rick.
speaking
happened?
of Kansas City,
What happened?
Yeah.
Cheaters.
I lost
Freaking
$100
cheaters.
on that.
It's
Tom
okay.
Brady.
You know what? It's okay if you got the refs on your side. You know that Tom Brady can chase down one of our players and we get the penalty.
Tom Brady.
Something's wrong with
Speaking
that.
of 7,
I will tell you that Patrick Mahomes looked tired. To me, he looked.
Well, he ran 17 miles in that game.
They were.
He should
they
be
were
tired.
not.
he ran 459 yards.
And I think Rick
Did he
will agree
really?
with me that the Kansas City Chiefs were not on their game on Super Bowl Sunday. They were off,
Right.
and Tampa Bay had their number. The defense had the Chiefs' number big time.
I'm just glad Kansas City was there because Buffalo would have got beat by 50.
I know. I love all the Bills fans. Where was this team when we played them? Well, I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, any given Sunday, right? Isn't that what
Well,
the
Buffalo,
name of the movie?
if Buffalo had Tom Brady, then it maybe would have been a different story.
Right.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
He's the
Well,
GOAT for a reason.
Kansas City beat Tampa earlier in the season. Yeah, I mean, you do.
Correct.
So it's not like we
Right.
cannot beat Tampa. It's just
Well,
they
that's
prepared and we were ill prepared.
That's because they double covered Tyreek Hill all game.
So the Ass Man,
The ass man.
brought to you by Revere Realty, brought to you by
do those have to go together?
Taylor 500
500
help for all your heating and air conditioning issues and plumbing issues.
Speaking of plumbing issues,
shout out to Jerry at Taylor Heating and Cooling. We love you guys
Hey,
over
Jerry.
there. And Zach, you guys are awesome. And also next week it is affirmed that we have a new advertiser. Pretty excited about that. And I
Even
was-
after he sees me dressed like this?
Listen, it's a she, and I
Oh.
don't. It is our first
Well, then maybe I should turn around.
female avatar. Don't, please don't. No, don't do that. So yeah, and Fantuzzo Acupuncture. So Taylor Revere Realty, and I just want to say something. So hey Steve, yeah, Brady is a douche tool. He certainly is. I'm listing a house on Saturday. It is in the 14617 much desired area code, West Irondequoit School District. Super cute house. Listing it on Saturday. So if you're interested, give me a shout because this one's going to go quick. As you guys well know, nothing really lasts very long in that area. So
we sell real estate.
We do sell real estate. I'm also listing very shortly in the Henrietta area, and I've got a house, and they're kind of decluttering right now. Someone reached out to me.
That's rude.
And said, someone reached out to me and said, hey, I want you to sell our house, but do I have to, we needed to do a lot of work. And she said, how soon do I need to contact you to come over and list everything? I said, well, I can come out anytime to look at your house. And what you don't want to do is sink a lot of money into a house that you're going to sell quickly, right? You want to just do what's necessary, some paint if you need some touch-ups. But the biggest thing is just decluttering and cleaning, wouldn't you say?
Especially in this market.
You just have to declutter the crap out of it.
Light bulbs.
Susan says, I need Gates area. There's a couple in Gates right now that I showed a client over the weekend that were kind of above her price range. So, Susan, if you're looking in Gates, give me a call. Or send me an email or reach out on Facebook because there are a couple you might be interested in, depending on what you're looking at. But
it's Gates.
Gates.
Gates. Gates.
Right.
But no, seriously,
let's get it straight.
You don't need to do a lot of stuff and spend a lot of money for a house that you're going to sell.
Just throw a sign on the front lawn; it'll sell over asking price.
Honestly, cleaning the windows and just decluttering, and that means everything off your kitchen counter and get those stickers off of your refrigerator. Yeah, I mean, I think you'll really be fine. Don't overthink it.
I'll give it the black glove test.
And when in doubt, just call me and I'll come over and I'll give you my thoughts for what they're worth. And then we'll list your house, and I guarantee we'll sell it in a week.
Your thoughts are worth
or less.
Your thoughts are worth upwards of 6%.
You bullshit. Listen, I'm working for you. You better think, no. But honestly, the last house sold very quickly. So
Kimberly.
Yeah.
The guy sitting next to me is wearing a gown. And I think he's naked underneath it. We don't have to listen to him today.
I got my skivvies on.
He's got his bare ass all over Fitzy's fine swivel chair here.
I don't know what they did to this gown, Fitzy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was sleeping.
You're kind of loopy today, aren't you? Well, someone else was a
He's
little
gonna have to take that chair home with him.
And speaking of Super Bowl, we saw him Super Bowl Sunday. Here's a guy that when I saw this commercial, I didn't believe a damn thing he said, and that's Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
what did he do?
You know what? Cowboys that I know don't come with like a couple of earrings in their ear, right? Plus the fact that Bruce Springsteen doesn't give a shiatsu about the Midwest.
Or a shit.
So Bruce Springsteen lives in New Jersey, and he was busted for DWI. So I thought,
allegedly,
wow, did he just get, liquored up after the Super Bowl, after his commercial aired, and he thought, wow,
after he shit on America?
Whatever. No, it didn't happen after the Super Bowl. It didn't happen on Monday. When did Bruce Springsteen get pulled over for DWI and reckless driving?
On election eve.
2007?
November 14th.
Oh, okay.
Of 2020.
Well, he was celebrating the Biden win.
Why are we just finding out about it?
Why do we care?
Well, I'm going to tell you why we care, because he was front and center telling everyone why they should come together after we've been called all kinds of names on the right.
Unity.
And we all should have unity, regardless of the fact that there were racist white supremacists in the eyes of the liberal left.
Deplorables.
Liberal left. And the guys like Bruce Springsteen were deplorables.
Yep.
But now we should all come together because Bruce has a cowboy hat, a couple of earrings, and more of all things.
I wonder if the Romans thought Jesus should have unity too.
I don't know. I don't know. But here's a guy who lived 15 minutes from where he got pulled over. It's at night. He was out at the Gateway National Recreation Area in Sandy Hook. He was drunk.
Sandy Hook. We've heard that.
He had open containers. It's right on the little tip of New Jersey as it kind of juts out to the ocean. He lives in Rumson, which is about 15 miles from Sandy Hook. My question is,
stalker.
Why? It's not that I know. So everyone knows.
Right.
Why was he at a park at night drinking when he could have been home in his mansion drinking?
Nothing good happens after dark in a park.
Right?
With a snark.
Is that your PSA announcement?
In Jersey.
On a lark.
I was gonna try to work lark
on a lark. He was out at a park on a lark.
In the dark.
In the dark. And
Dr. Kimberlina here?
It is not mentioned who was with him. I find this whole thing, because I'm thinking to myself.
Dirty mind.
Self.
Right.
This isn't right. Bruce Springsteen could have been drinking at home. Why was he in a park
Because he's not George Thorogood.
after dark
Drinking alone
on a lark?
and home.
Right.
Getting
You're never gonna
stoned.
see. You're never gonna see George Thorogood in a park drinking. He's already home.
I just think something's weird about this story, and I bet dollars to donuts he was with some hussy.
A hussy.
Allegedly.
Wow.
Hussy.
1986 called. They want their thesaurus back.
Right.
I don't even know what that means. All right. Speaking of after dark in a park on a lark, the other ass man of the day
Is this where we get canceled?
is Cuomo. Cuomo and
Oh, he's white. We could talk about him.
is that okay? Because we have all colors. We're talking about all colors today. Doesn't?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're the Rainbow Coalition. Is what we are.
And now the news.
Now we're offending A, B, C, D, E, F, G groups.
We are the Rainbow Coalition.
My gosh.
So okay. So my friend, at Veneto's, my friends, right, Don and Julie, who own that restaurant, were so excited because last Wednesday we found out that the judge had lifted the order of and gave them back their liquor license. So basically, the Judge Taddeo, Anne Marie Taddeo, 2 thumbs up for Anne Marie.
She's from Gates.
Said, hey, this whole liquor license issue is suspect because the liquor authority came and took Don and Julie's liquor license away after he appeared on Fox News and Spectrum News.
Those are the same.
The timing is a little off. So, and Anne Marie Taddeo, being the good judge that she is, can read between the lines. She goes, all right, that was just out of spite. They took the liquor license away because he was on national television talking about how his business is going under because he can only be open for a certain many hours. And the time that he is, open, they took his liquor license away. So she said, the Venetos on the west side on Buffalo Road can have their liquor license given back. And as a matter of fact, I was there on Saturday night, little date night with the hubby, and we had a couple of glasses of wine.
Without your masks on.
Without our masks on.
Broke all the rules, and now they took their license
Were
away.
you there after 10?
Like 10:05.
Oh, nice.
It's your fault.
Wait for it.
Rebel
There you
without
go.
a cause.
So because the judge...
This podcast will now be an exhibit in the lawsuit,
There's a judge
amongst other lawsuits.
The judge in Erie County basically said, hey, we're not going to uphold this.
We're not
Gonna take it.
Exactly. The judge said, you know what? All of the establishments that are part of this lawsuit can stay open for as long as they like. They can stay open till 11. They can stay open till noon. Anyway, the time allotment was lifted on those 91 bars and restaurants that were a part of that lawsuit against the state, right?
Right.
correct.
The judge said, and I think the judge sits on the New York State Supreme Court. This is a Supreme Court judge. Said, you know what, it's unconstitutional. I don't know how you're going to do it. So we're going to lift it. So Cuomo said, oh, no. I'm going to call in my big dog from the federal district, the Southern District, right? I don't think, is it the Ninth Circuit, the Southern District?
Second Circuit.
Okay.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
So he called in his big dog.
I gave him a promotion from 2 to 9.
U.S. District Judge Paul Crotty of the Southern District
Oh, not Crotty again.
says,
That damn Crotty gets involved with everything.
Crotty the Roddy
Is that what he is?
Did I
Said-
miss something?
said,
No.
guess what?
Never heard of him.
You know that whole thing where the judge says that it's unconstitutional, allowed you to stay open late?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. So I have seniority here. I'm the
Right.
bigger dog than that big dog. And what I say goes because I know in the Southern District what's best for Western New York. So since I know what's best for Western New York, y'all can get screwed and stay home because the curfew stays at 10 o'clock, regardless of what another judge in Erie County said.
Do you think he said y'all?
I don't know if he said it yet.
It was the Southern District.
Well, yeah, true.
Thank you, y'all.
What the hell's wrong with you?
You're right. I stand corrected.
Your thoughts?
I'm a little confused, to be honest with you. I should have done my own research. I don't know how we could have gone from state Supreme Court in Monroe County to the Second Circuit.
It was Erie County.
It was Erie County.
Well, either way, because
New York is New York.
this is New York State Court, and that's a federal court. So I don't know how it could have crossed those types of
Does
jurisdictional
Buffalo
lines.
have it?
but-
Does Buffalo have its own federal court?
The motion vacated the ruling by acting Supreme Court Justice Tim Walker of Erie County that asserted
Walker.
the curfew, which Cuomo enacted in November, is unconstitutional and violates restaurant owners' equal protection rights. So basically, the federal judge in the Southern District says, what that guy said was wrong, and what I say stands because I'm a bigger dog who can hike my leg on you. I mean, that's the way I look at it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a matter of who's got the biggest,
Box.
who's got the biggest balls.
Box.
Who has the bigger balls in the playground?
I thought we had the biggest balls.
I don't know. But this is the kind of bullshit politics that shouldn't be happening. Don't you agree? Bullshit. It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't. You know what? So the judge, just let it play out in court. Why does Cuomo have to say, no, screw you? Hey, buddy, federal district court, Southern District, tell him he can't do that. Okay, will do. Yes, sir. And
Yes,
he
sir,
did.
no, ma'am. That's it. It's over.
So Walker good, Crotty bad.
We're done drinking at that bar.
Well, you can't go anywhere if it's after 10 o'clock is basically what they're saying.
Yeah, that's
Which is just,
because the COVID comes out at 10:01.
Right.
it comes out at apparently like 9:59. It's knocking on the door. The virus is there. It's waiting.
Knocking on.
No, you cannot sing that song.
Okay.
But I thought that was a little ridiculous. The back and forth of the politics. Why you know what? You know what is worse is that there are people playing politics with your livelihood.
Well, that's everything. yeah.
Which is, this is what it is in a nutshell. That the judge in the Southern District and Cuomo are playing with the livelihoods of Western New York restaurant and bar owners. They don't give a rat's ass about whether your business goes under. And by the way, I don't know how in the world these places are going to be able to stay afloat.
Well,
I really don't.
Can't they just go make solar panels?
It's called PPP money.
PPP money?
I thought
Yeah.
that ran out already.
Well, I think a lot of them are still sitting on it, quite honestly, because otherwise,
They have to pay it back.
Yeah, but
It's not free money.
No, I know, but what I'm saying though is it's given a lot of restaurants the ability to at least stay afloat, so to speak, in the meantime, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, many of these restaurants, as we know, that have been more or less shut down now for going on a year. We got to be in month 10 or 11 by now.
Yeah.
This is their only income. These aren't people that have day jobs. These are their livelihoods, and they've essentially been shut down all this time. How could they still be,
I don't
financially
have any idea.
afloat? So, I mean, the federal government, floated some money out there, just enough hush money to keep them quiet for now. It's all going to come to a head, though, because, the PPP is eventually going to run out. As far as I get that the federal government, it's run out at that point, but many people still have the money laying around somewhere. Once they have to dip into that and it's gone, then they're going to be out there with pitchforks.
I just, I saw this today and I'm like, that bastard, and
Well, he is. He is a bastard.
even when I was talking to Don on Saturday night at Veneto's on the West Side, he said, I'm afraid now that
Yeah, he was
since-
worried before, right?
that he was worried before, rightly so, because what he was worried about being on the news and joining that lawsuit, it basically put him front and center, and the liquor authority came and took his. Now that Judge Taddeo said, no, that's not happening here, he can have his liquor license back until this whole thing, makes its way through the courts so that he can operate his restaurant, his business. So I was talking to Don, he goes, I'm afraid what's going to happen now. What is it? Are they going to send the health inspectors to find something minute that's going to shut him down completely? Because I wouldn't put it past Cuomo's henchman. I mean, he's out to get you. And he'll find a way, and he's proven. He's like the mafia. They're going to come break your kneecaps so that you can't do business, right?
That's right. It's exactly what it is.
So it is a little scary.
My grandfather used to say that the mafia never went away. They just moved. They infiltrated the government.
The politics.
They've become a formal part of the government.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So we had that story, which I absolutely, if you don't think that is the worst case scenario politics ever, I don't know how better to explain it to you, to know that the whole thing is corrupt the whole thing. And it's a joke, to be quite honest.
So the moral of the story is get your Valentine's Day reservations at Veneto's?
well, I mean, they are open
Right.
for business,
All right.
just like however many other restaurants in the area. But they can't be open past 10 o'clock because you know as well as I do that the virus will come hunt you down at 10:01. You have zero, way out of that mess. So you're just a sitting duck. So what are you doing over there, Chad?
I'm reading the story that you were just reading. I was trying to understand.
Don't we do show prep before the show?
I was trying to understand how we went from state Supreme Court in Erie County to the federal court.
To Bruce Springsteen.
And it seems that Cuomo brought some sort of separate, independent, proactive type of action to get a ruling. So Cuomo obtained this ruling. It wasn't a direct appeal of what happened in Erie County, but essentially he obtained a ruling from like you said, a bigger
dog,
a bigger, in layman's terms, a bigger and better court, so to speak. So,
right. Well, I think the Southern District is about the biggest and better that you can get.
Let the dogs
besides
out.
the Supreme Court in Washington D.C. Right. I mean, I don't know the layers of judgeship. Yeah, but there are layers and layers.
Yeah, well, there's layers at the
lasagna.
federal level and there's layers at the state level, and these two layers kind of cross from federal to state. But in any event,
but if I'm a restaurant owner,
restaurants should just open up and defy all the orders. That's been my take.
If you think, as a business person in New York State or anywhere else, that government is on your side, if you're a business owner, you're sorely mistaken.
Yeah, where's Duffy on this?
You are sorely mistaken.
Duffy in a while.
doesn't
God, please.
say anything.
Is
Duffy doesn't
around anymore?
Duffy
Yeah,
doesn't
he's around. He's on Twitter.
say anything.
What Duffy does is he backs Cuomo, and then on all the lockdowns, and then as soon as Cuomo issues any sort of relief from any of his lockdowns, then Duffy takes to Twitter as if he had something to do with it, congratulating the governor and patting himself on the back and congratulating the restaurants and the bars for being able to reopen, as he sat there and did nothing to help them in the first place. But that's just Bob Duffy.
Speaking of helping, I do not believe that LaRon Singletary last Friday in his live deposition helped himself. I don't know if you guys got to see any of it, but
not.
This, of course, was LaRon Singletary, the then police chief in Rochester, when Daniel Prude had a spit sack put over his head. And let me just say this. Putting a spit sack over someone's head doesn't kill them. It doesn't hinder them from breathing. It hinders them from spitting on officers or EMTs.
Do anal probes kill you?
I don't know, Tom.
I'm still here.
You're here. He's good. His backside's fine.
Yeah. Well, we don't know yet. They went out for testing.
Let me tell you what does
We're
kill you.
assuming it's fine.
PCP and running down a street naked in the middle of
March.
12-degree weather.
Yeah, I did that.
Might kill you. But having a spit sack put over your head does not kill you. You can still breathe.
Say that 10 times fast.
But before I get to that, I just want you to see something. Speaking of judges, as we make our way into this next story, there is a judge here in Rochester who dismissed charges against this man. I'm going to show you this video. So charges were dismissed against this guy because the judge didn't believe that the guy was in the process of doing harm or could have done harm to the officers.
Right. So this is intent.
So I want to show you what a judge in Rochester does not believe is harmful.
Okay.
And then we can kind of go and say to ourselves,
Are we going to debate this?
And
What the fuck?
we sure this is not fake news. This is real.
this is real.
Okay.
So
I mean, this isn't going to be a cow like sticking a pig or something.
here's
right?
a guy who menaced RPD officers
Allegedly.
with 2 knives.
Allegedly.
Was arraigned in city court. The judge dismissed the charges, believing that a crime was not committed against the officer. This was over the weekend.
Okay.
Do we know who the judge was?
I don't know who the judge was. Maybe someone knows who the judge was. I'll show you the video, and then we can.
All right, let's see
we
it.
can talk. Here we go.
Do I need my glasses?
Can you send me that? Jesus Christ! James! Drop it! James!
Is that the Holiday Inn?
It's an apartment. It's an apartment building in the city.
Drop it! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! I don't know if he's okay there, man. Got it. Hold on. The other guy's over there. Taser. Sit back. Sit back this way.
Pepper spray?
Okay. Yep.
That's one level up.
Drop it! Drop it!
He's got guns in the
Drop the knife!
There
Come
goes the
on!
knife. There
Come
goes
on!
the other knife.
Tase it! Put your hands up! Put your hand behind your back.
Are you okay?
Are you all right?
Let me see your hand. Are you okay?
Not gonna catch on. Yep. Yes, sir. Got any other dangerous weapons on you?
So there you go with that. That is the video.
What you gonna do when?
Are we
they
going to let
come
Judge
for
Hummel
you?
make a ruling here?
Sure.
And again, let me just be clear.
Yeah, let's be clear.
He had 2 knives in his hands when officers knocked on the door.
I saw one.
He had one in one hand and one here. He had him staggered.
Sure,
right?
I thought one was a fork.
What? He was carving a turkey.
Yeah. How do you know he wasn't just making a sandwich?
So it's my understanding that this guy was in an apartment building, that other residents of the apartment building on that floor had called in because he was causing a ruckus, creating a disturbance. He was loud and unruly. He was apparently threatening other apartment dwellers in that particular apartment, which, again, I don't know which high-rise this is in the city, but it's an apartment building in the city. This is what the RPD goes through every single day. And I know they took the job voluntarily, but the guy had 2 knives, and the judge ruled that the man posed no threat and dropped the charges. And there you have it.
All right, Mr. Hummel.
Yes, Judge Hummel. And what say you?
Well, actually, I'm going to do you one better, or one worse, perhaps.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to be a defense attorney Hummel for a minute.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna.
Oh, God, I hate defense attorneys. Are you going to be,
When
what's
you
one of
do
those
this,
free
we-
ones?
we
What are they called?
We lose viewers.
Public
when you do
defender.
No,
this.
yeah, public defenders. I
Look,
love them. That is a great use of public money.
So all my friends out there who are Rochester City police officers who sent me nice texts last week, cover your ears, right? So look, here's the deal.
I don't like your tone.
What I saw, there's always more to it. I've said this before. There's always more to it.
You're sounding very condescending.
What was the 911 call, right? What were
We don't know.
What were they coming there expecting to find, right?
We don't know.
We don't know. So all we can go by right now, again, we're the Monday morning quarterbacks right now. All we can do right now is watch that video and try to break it down. And what I saw on that video was 5 or 6 police officers knock on a door. I'd have to watch it again. I don't know that they even announced.
A guy standing there making a sandwich with a knife and a fork.
He had 2 knives.
The door opens.
Who makes a sandwich with a knife this long? Did you see how big that freaking butcher knife was?
Well, you have a knife that long in your house, don't you?
It might have been a big sandwich.
What if he thought that was a gang trying to break in? Maybe he was involved in some nefarious conduct.
Maybe it was his mother-in-law.
Well, his conduct
Maybe he's a drug
was
dealer.
That he was intoxicated and unruly. And the fact of the matter is, other apartment dwellers had called the police on him, and they show up because he's threatening other people in the building with the knives.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge ruled, there's no threat. You got a couple butcher knives. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So not every case that we break down and evaluate has to be either the suspect did something wrong or the police did something wrong. Sometimes both can be wrong, and sometimes both can be right. And in this instance, they arrested him for whatever reason they arrested him. Maybe it included other charges, right? We don't know all the specifics. So if he was arrested perhaps on other charges other than the menacing that he was apparently vindicated for by the judge, other things.
All charges were dismissed. The guy got all charges dismissed.
What was he charged with? I think you mentioned menacing.
Menacing, I don't know what the other charges are.
Well, I didn't see
menace.
I didn't see a menacing
man charged
there.
with menacing RPD. You don't see menacing there when
I don't. He opened the door. He opened the door, and then he quickly closed the door. If he wanted to menace them, he would have had to have come at them. He would have had to lunged at them. He would have had to have said something coupled with standing there.
My daughter is a police officer.
Yeah.
If someone comes at her with
But
two
did he
knives
go at
last
her?
night, I'm going to kick someone's ass.
But did he? I didn't see him come after them though. I just honestly, I saw the door open.
Do you think he was inviting them in to help him carve something, Chad?
No.
I don't get your point.
I don't think he has
I
to
don't
in
know
order
what's
to avoid being
how do
charged
you-
with menacing.
Tom,
Don't look
Let
for
me-
help.
I don't know.
Let me
The
ask
guy's
you.
in a gown, naked. Don't ask him for help. He's off
Why?
limits today.
How do you answer the door? How do you and your lovely wife, Lori, who drove you here today because you're
With an
half
anal
cocked,
probe up his
Right.
ass.
Right.
How do you answer the door? Do you generally at the Hummel residence, do you answer the door with 2 giant butcher knives?
No, because I live in the
asking.
suburbs.
Because you know
If
what?
I'm chopping vegetables.
I'm alerting your neighbors, and I'm never coming to your house.
I'll tell you what, though, Kimberly. I'll just
And I know who your neighbors are.
here's the yeah, I know. Here's the thing. In today's climate, I went to the Capitol on January 6th.
You
With
did?
butcher knives?
I've been contacted. I had my knife on me. I've been contacted by the FBI at this point. If somebody
Were you?
yes, I was.
You were contacted by the FBI,
Yes.
and you never entered the steps of the Capitol
That's
building.
correct.
You never went up the
That's
steps or
correct.
into the building.
That's correct.
But you were just there.
So, and
Seriously?
all you lawyers out there who are going to be fighting to represent me after I get done saying what I'm about to say
Mm-hmm.
and get myself into trouble, if somebody knocks on my door, and what time of night was this? Was this 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night?
You're going to open the door with 2 butcher knives?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to open up the door with something.
Right.
They knock on my door unannounced without a warrant.
What do you? Let's watch this again.
Uh-huh.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'd do the same thing if they showed up at your
Well,
house.
if I open the door like this, I'd be
Listen.
in a loony bin.
Jesus Christ! James, drop it! James!
Just because they yelled Jesus Christ doesn't make it a menacing. But I did see something in that tape right there that I hadn't seen yet.
Drop it! Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
He closed the door. How's he menacing him? The door's
Hold on.
closed.
The other guy didn't open it. Taser. Sit back. Sit back this way. No, too close. Okay.
Get the taser
My
ready.
question is, why are they
Drop
standing
it!
right in front of the door right now?
Drop the knife!
Come out! Come out! Taser!
2 knives. There they go. Down on the floor.
All right, you know what I saw? I saw a guy who thought he was going to do something and realized it was not a good idea to do it, so he just threw the knives down.
Well, that could be a menacing.
So
then.
what you're saying, too, is they shouldn't have been standing in front of
But
the
he
door because
didn't-
he could have shot through
he
the
didn't-
door
Oh, yeah.
as well.
I was
He didn't-
surprised there.
He didn't
Yeah.
make any attempt at all to go after them.
All right,
Yeah.
let me just say one more
Training
thing.
should always tell you, you do not stand in front of a door where there's someone that's very violent on the other side.
Yeah, that kind of surprises me that the one officer remained directly in the line of potential fire there.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
So what I saw there, and that's about the 5th time I've watched it now because I did watch it a couple times today, but my video feed wasn't as clear as the one I'm seeing here on Fitzy's Fine Equipment. And what I just saw there was clearly the knife raised up with the point of the blade pointing at the officers.
Yes.
But again, as Tom mentioned earlier, I don't think he knew what he meant, but he was spot on.
Not a clue.
Is he said intent. And menacing is an intent crime. You have to prove intent. And
I
you
think when you open the door with the butcher knives
But
and the
hold
cops
on.
are on the other side of the door,
hold on.
it's intent.
Like I said,
Kimberly.
maybe he thought it was his mother-in-law.
Kimberly, if somebody did he say
Right?
that already?
Yeah, I said that
I missed
earlier.
that. I'm glad you said it
Are
again.
you speaking of
That was
Lori's
funny.
mother?
Unfortunately, no. I wish it was Lori's mother.
Okay.
She's no longer with us.
Oh, okay. All right.
She,
Well, that just
she
makes
gave
me
Tom
sad.
an anal probe and died. So anyway, what was in his mind, right? Did he know that was
That's a good question.
does he know that that's the police out there? Or is that somebody who's there to attack him? And I'll tell you what, I'm not opening up my front door not prepared for a fight. If I
Maybe-
don't know that my father-in-law's coming over to check on us and my door, somebody
Right.
knocks on my door at
Right.
10 o'clock at night, and look, he lives in a common area, right? That's a hallway.
He lives in an apartment building in the city.
He doesn't
which-
know what's out there.
I don't know which one. But
So
there are
if-
a number.
When the police officers approach the door, or when the police officers approach your window
Mm-hmm.
after they pull you over, they're prepared. They're already armed. We talked about this
Well,
last week. They have a gun. They have a taser.
Let
They
me
have
ask
handcuffs.
you something. So, we have
Why
these,
can't he be prepared?
We have these organizations. Monroe County has 2 counselors, right? The Family Access and, I don't know, Connection Department, whatever. They have the
Family
PIC, they have PIC,
Fac-
and they have Facet, right? They have
Facet.
PIC and they have Facet.
Well, I think Lovely Warren got rid of Facet, didn't she?
So there are 2 counselors on duty
Defund the police.
only during weekends till 10
Yes, this is after 5 o'clock.
No overnight or weekends.
Right.
That's because Bello and Mendoza took all that money.
This is on the weekend, right? So there are no counselors available.
Didn't he perform at the Super Bowl?
And the mayor's
Who, Bello?
On the weekend.
The mayor's pick team.
Wasn't that the guy at the Super Bowl the weekend?
The mayor's pick team.
How come he didn't show up? It was the weekend.
The mayor's pick team is forbidden by.
You're not even going to respond to that.
Is forbidden by her to go on calls involving police. So the counselors aren't available after 10 or on the weekends from Monroe County.
Yeah, but this isn't a counselor call, right?
And the mayor's pick team is forbidden to go on calls. Who opens the door with two butcher knives when police are on the other side?
Jackets
I do.
Somebody's mental, right?
I do.
And by the way, the mayor's pick team, they don't have any vehicles. So good luck walking or taking the bus. And the Facet team under the Parks Department can respond, but they have one car.
Right. It's a smart car.
That is great planning.
Look.
That is great planning right
Every
there.
one of those police officers that were depicted in that video, every single one of them probably has their own personal weapons at home, their own personal firearms at home, on top of their ability to carry their service weapons when they're at home. And if somebody knocks on their door unannounced in the middle of the night, and I'm drawing some facts here that I don't necessarily know are true. I don't know what time that was, and I didn't see any announcement. I didn't hear anyone say, RPD open up, police open up. I didn't hear anything like that. It doesn't mean that it didn't happen. And even if it did, even if somebody shouts, police, how do I know it's the police? I don't have a peephole.
He was drunk, unruly, and he was threatening other residents.
I'm going to the door with my 12 gauge.
That sounds like a Tuesday for me.
Remington 870 pump action shotgun.
Oh,
that's what I'm going to the door with.
Do we know if this was his first offense or he robbed a liquor store 2 weeks ago?
I don't know anything about the guy.
Okay, well.
I don't know anything about the guy except to say
I think the judge made the right call.
I don't think normal people open the door with butcher knives. And I think if you do and cops are on the other side, you get what you get.
What if it's a gun?
And I don't think charges should have been dropped. I think that's a bad judge. I think that's a bad decision. I think that's bad This is where we are in Rochester. That you can come at a couple of cops with butcher knives and you get all charges dismissed.
He didn't
from
come
some
at it. He just threw him on the ground.
Liberal judge that doesn't have brain one in his head to do the right thing. That's dealing with.
I hope the judge is white.
All right. I think
Why?
I think he made the right decision.
Who knows what color? Does it matter even what color the judge is? Who's that Sunshine judge? Well, I can't think of his.
He's gone. He retired.
Oh,
I thought you were Sunshine.
Rainbow Morse. He's the only judge in my 18-year career that held me in contempt of court.
Shocker.
I wonder why.
He said I was interrupting the other attorney or something. I don't know.
Shocker.
Was Tom with you?
I wasn't.
No.
But I would have.
Tom wasn't my client.
So this, brings me to LaRon Singletary.
All right. Yep.
And here, I had no idea that there were like multiple meetings and multiple. LaRon Singletary had called Lovely Warren twice on the morning of Daniel Prude's incident. His family had sent him to go to Rochester because they didn't want to deal with his drugged up ass. So let's just get rid of him on the other brother that's here in Rochester. And the brother here in Rochester couldn't handle him. He'd already been taken to Rochester General, right? Or Strong and released. One of the two hospitals. Mm-hmm. He was released. I think he was taken to Strong for mental health, and he was released. So at some point, the hospital, whether it's General or Strong, and I'm not sure which, so I'm not going to say, but the hospital has to have some of that blame.
Yeah, we don't want to defame both hospitals.
I don't.
Just pick one.
It's one of the hospitals.
I'd rather get sued by Rochester General. I don't think they have as much money.
I just think that the hospital has some responsibility in this because they released Prude to begin with. Basically kept him an hour, shoved him right out the door, right? An hour later, he's back out on the street. He's naked PCP.
He's naked and afraid.
He's having a freaking meltdown, and he dies like a day and a half later. In the meantime, LaRon Singletary is telling Lovely Warren, hey, here's what happened. Here's the breakdown of what happened. She denies ever having two conversations with LaRon Singletary, and she denies ever seeing the video. And LaRon said in the deposition on Friday she never saw the video. But she never asked to see the video.
Well, I was going to say, isn't that kind of on her at that point to ask to see it if she knows it exists?
I think it is. But at some point, Why did Mayor Lovely and LaRon Singletary and Uncle Reggie, Race Car Reggie, have a meeting? That was revealed in the deposition on Friday. You know who Race Car Reggie is, right?
At his house. That's Lovely's uncle.
That's Lovely's uncle, who was at one time a state trooper. He was the one that was going to Albany on one day, going 90 some miles an hour, gets stopped by a state trooper for going 90. Trooper lets him go. He stopped again. He stopped 3 times in one day with Mayor Lovely in the back seat. Race Car Reggie. They all have a meeting.
I wish I had one of those stars.
But she denies
Those things must be
any
great.
responsibility in the thing at all. She has no responsibility. She is clean as a whistle.
like me.
Clean as a whistle.
I am clean as a
Your
whistle.
backside is clean as a whistle.
Right.
That's why I brought the sanitizer.
Why would they have had a conversation at Race Car Reggie's house?
Yeah, obviously there was some
A mediation.
planning.
There was planning.
There was
Some
some
mediating there.
There was some get our story straight type of talk. Here's the one thing I only heard probably the first 10 or 15 minutes of the substantive portion of the deposition. There was some opening stuff that was kind of procedural, and then I listened about the first 10 or 15 minutes of what mattered. The one thing that struck me, and maybe it was just kind of inartfully explained by LaRon, but something that he said that was very strikingly inconsistent was he made a remark about in those 2 discussions that he had with Lovely. He mentioned that he had told her that they were immediately treating this as a death in custody. Immediately.
Right.
He didn't die for a week and a half.
Right.
So why? Because he claims he called her the day of the morning after the incident.
Because he wasn't good. And I think he said that too, that he wasn't in good shape. He probably wasn't expected to live.
Yeah, but why would he have in his deposition though? And again, and maybe it was just very inartful, but for somebody who's lawyered up, who spent several weeks preparing, he's the one that asked for this public deposition.
He didn't do himself any favors, I don't think, with the deposition.
Yeah. That was very. I mean, I was driving down the road listening to this, and it was like, whoa, what did he just say? And the lawyer, Andrew Selly, didn't follow up and didn't grill him on it.
Andrew Selly, I think, is just a pawn of Lovely Warren.
He's just
right?
He got a $400,000 check to do this.
Yeah.
To do this proceeding.
Mr. Selly saw a payday and he took it and he ran.
Yeah. He's gonna write a report and go away and go off into the night.
But you know what he obviously he's under the thumb of Lovely. I think.
Sure. He was hired by Rochester City Council.
Right. I think that's just how. He probably referred to it as, knowing that the guy wasn't going to make it. And maybe it was not a great way to put things.
Yeah.
And probably any lawyer would have advised him or stopped him from saying that.
Yeah. There might have been some redirect. I don't know if his attorney got to ask him any questions later on where he could have cleared that up. But that came out very, very inconsistent.
Here's what we know. It obviously goes against what Lovely says happened, and she should resign. She should resign today. She should have resigned on Friday. But she won't.
Well, how about when she was indicted?
Campaign fraud, indictment.
Yeah, she's been under indictment for several months now.
Lying about what happened in the Daniel Prude case in her city. She should resign.
I think she should give Tom an anal probe.
Tim Curtin, who is he? The attorney for the city?
It is a little. It is a little windy in here.
He
isn't
also should resign.
Does anybody else notice it's windy in here?
You know who else should resign? Cephas Archie, who told LaRon Singletary, Cephas Archie, that basically you need to stand down and take it on the chin and just go with the flow, because Lovely is going to say what happened, and you just need to
take it on the chin, take it in the box.
You need to get in line. Get in line.
Get in line.
Cephas Archie
run the train.
Told LaRon Singletary,
get in the box line.
Get in line and stand down. That's what he said. Cephas Archie should lose another job, and Lovely Warren should be forced to stand down. I mean, she should resign. Without a doubt.
Not going to happen.
I mean, listen, you can say all the things you want about me, but at least I've never lied, right? I've never lied about anything. And I've never been indicted on, that's the craziest thing. Here's a woman who has been indicted on campaign fraud, who in 7 years has done nothing positive for the city, has lied about a man killed in her city, and yet
she's mayor.
Running again for mayor, and I guarantee you Rochester residents will elect her. So you get what you get.
Yep.
The city gets what it gets.
There's $30 million missing from the Rochester City School District budget in 2018. I mean, how much smoke can there be?
She wears very nice scarves, though.
And glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, her glasses
she looks
are very nice.
fantastic.
How about my glasses?
Your glasses are very nice. Kimberly's Revolution is what you're listening to.
Oh, yeah.
The Assman is the name of the episode today because of this one over here.
Tom got his ass checked
because
today.
of the big idiot.
Who had a colonoscopy, which
I did. You have to.
It's a nice little health thing. Everyone should get
No, they shouldn't.
scoped.
Nobody's touching my ass.
So
If you come to my door and knock,
we are brought to you by Revere Realty, of course. And if you're looking to buy or sell, now is the time. Reach out to us at Revere Realty. Or if you're a disenfranchised realtor and you want to join a team that is for you, join the team of Revere Realty. We'd be glad to have you.
100%.
We guarantee you'll make more money with us than you will wherever you're giving all your money to, right? Because they take a big chunk of it. And we also thank Fantuzzo's Acupuncture, and we thank Taylor 500 Help. All right, I want to ask you guys, because you guys are very well clothed.
No.
I hate
You
this
have
part.
you have nice hair. You're very right. You have great hair.
Thank
You have great
Well,
hair.
just don't look at the top of Chad's hair.
What do you put in your hair?
Gel.
What kind of gel?
I don't
you
know.
have
It's
it, like-
some oofy organic stuff. I think it's called Giovanni.
Oh, really?
You get it at Wegmans,
Yeah.
but
What-
it's some organic gel.
What do you put in your hair?
I don't know.
Hand sanitizer.
Have you
Right.
have you ever thought about putting, if you're out of product, have you ever
Oh,
thought,
I know
you know
where
what?
this is going.
I'm just, because I think someone at one point in time said if you don't have time to wash your hair, if you put, back in the day, if you'd use something else, like a dry shampoo, or if you put mayonnaise in your, I don't know what it
Mayonnaise?
was. But people,
Wasn't that
Hellman's?
something about Mary?
when they're
Yeah.
baby, or they put baby powder, I think, in the hair to make it look fresher. I don't know.
Right.
But obviously, when you're out of your own product,
Improvise.
improvise
Right.
or not, because this lady,
I had to do that this morning.
Aquanet.
her name is Tessica Brown. She's in Louisiana. She is suing
actually. Louisiana.
the makers of Gorilla Glue because
Sue everyone.
she was out of her own hair product, and she decided, in order to get her hair to stay and stick in place, what was she going to use?
You're making this up.
Gorilla Glue. I'm not. Here is
You stop
Tessica talking about what happened. Here she
All
is.
right, Tessica.
Hey,
what do you
y'all.
got?
For those of y'all that know me, know
Her hair looks
my
good.
hair has been like this for about a month now. It's not by choice. No, it's not by choice. When I do my hair, I like to, finish it off with a little Got to Be glue spray. Just to keep it in place. Well, I didn't have any more Got to Be glue spray, so I used this.
It looks like hairspray.
Gorilla glue spray. Bad idea. Yo,
This has got to
look,
be a joke.
my hair, it don't move. You hear what I'm telling you? It don't move. I've washed my hair 15 times, and it don't move. Stiff wear. Woo! My hair. So I'm going to tell y'all like this. If you ever run out of Got to Be glue spray, don't ever use this.
Is that Pantene?
Yeah, it's shampoo. She's trying to get it out. She's washed her hair. Her hair's been like that for a month.
It looks like one of those Weeble Wobble caps.
So she ended up having to cut off the ponytail, right?
She's going old Sinead O'Connor.
But look at it. It's not coming out.
Watch. Look, y'all, look. Look, you wipe it off and nothing happens.
I think they use Gooby
Like,
Gone, too.
This is the life that I'm living at this point. Like, this
Weebles
is
wobble and they don't fall
the
down.
life
Well,
that I guess I'm gonna have to live.
after her hair grows back, she's still a pretty girl.
Look.
What in the hell?
All right. So she used, and I've actually, full disclosure, I have never seen the Gorilla Glue in an aerosol can.
No.
Have you?
No.
That's one of the things I noticed that
That's an aerosol can.
Yeah.
this is fake.
This might be
It's
fake.
not fake. It's not fake. She is having, so she has to have surgery.
Exactly, Laura.
The surgery, I guess they've raised like $13,000 for her in an online fundraiser. The procedure, the surgery, the plastic surgeon has offered his help, and it's estimated to cost $12,500, but this plastic surgeon is going to do it for free. They've already cut off, so she went to the emergency room, they cut off her ponytail, and they were trying to use acetone, like fingernail polish, to remove the glue, and what the fuck? Who the hell would use glue in their hair? Listen, did you see her?
Her kids eat Tide Pods for breakfast.
Man,
Well,
she is.
There's a lot of different types of hairspray. It is confusing.
But
When
seriously,
you go to Wegmans, there's like 40.
I'm gonna Google.
Anything I see that says Gorilla Glue,
I'm gonna Google Gorilla Glue.
I don't know.
aerosol can. I don't
Yeah.
even know if they sell it around here. I have never seen Gorilla Glue in an aerosol can.
Does anyone know how to spell aerosol?
Jen says, great PR for Gorilla Glue.
Right.
So true. But now she says she's going to sue the makers of Gorilla Glue
Oh, yeah.
because it didn't mention on there you shouldn't use it on your hair. I
Right.
kid you not, you guys.
Gorilla Spray.
Glue.
Gorilla Spray adhesive is heavy duty, multi-purpose, and easy to use.
Shelley, we're surrounded by idiots.
Spray
So
it in
true.
your hair, and you can sue.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Shelley online says we are surrounded by idiots. They're everywhere, man.
Unreal.
Where's the guy with the boat that
You-
he puts the stuff in? The guy with the
It
boat.
dries permanent.
Yes. So
It's
if you spray it on
non-yellowing.
your hair, you will have to shave your head. Or now a plastic surgeon is going to have to go in, and they're going to have to obviously go up under the scalp. It's you might as well call in an Apache Indian to take care of it for you. Is that?
Really? That's where we're going?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you
Yeah, I think we disavow that one.
what do you think they're going to have to do? They're going to have to get up underneath her scalp. Look at her again.
Hey, y'all.
She's a pretty
For those
girl.
of y'all that know me know my hair has been like this for about a month now. It's not by choice.
She doesn't look
No.
right, does she?
It's not by choice. When I do my hair, I like to, finish
She's
it off.
got like
with
a
little
pet
Got to Be
snake
Glue
down
spray.
her shoulder.
Just to
Oh, look.
keep it in
They had to
place.
cut it off.
Here's the
Well,
story
I
on
didn't have any
CNN.
more Got to Be Glue spray, so I
They
used
got
it.
to be glue spray. Yeah, I mean,
I actually
literally.
found the story. I'm just Googling, Gorilla Spray,
Googling.
and here it is.
Yeah.
Here's the story on
She-
CNN.
So lawyers use Google?
Yes.
She's suing.
A Louisiana
She-
woman has sought medical. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean that's true. So again, I guess they have to put some kind of warning on there for all the dipshits out there that don't realize that you shouldn't put in your hay, not for hairspray use.
Unreal.
Don't use this on any body part. I mean,
Right.
and again with the Tide Pod thing, and I thought the same thing. Honestly, you get what you deserve if your kids are eating Tide Pods. I mean, if the kids are stupid enough to eat Tide Pod, then it's Darwin's waiting room, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right.
That's another PSA. Don't have your children lick the walls.
Don't at all. But does it scare you, the people that are out there? It scares me, the people that are out there.
It just makes the rest of us that much smarter. It's all relative.
Is it?
Yeah. We're all in good shape.
You feel better about yourself when you see a story like that?
I feel better now that my partner's wearing a gown next to me.
Yeah.
Because he had he is.
The ass man.
He is the ass man.
Yeah.
Cosmo Primer.
I
You
love
are
this.
the ass man.
No, I'm not the ass man.
Well, as far as the state of New York is concerned,
Yeah.
you are.
I'm sorry.
Tom the turkey.
There isn't better acting. There is no funnier show than Seinfeld, right? I think we can all agree with that. Hey, I know you're going to love something. This is a story that is right up the alley of this show.
The founding fathers are racist.
And
Allie.
you know there what?
Allie. Ass man. Allie.
I don't get it. Somebody wheel him out of here.
Wow. Whatever they, looped you up with,
Yes.
they really did a great job.
Wait till he gets home to the whiskey.
So
I've been sniffing Gorilla Glue.
cancel culture has struck again.
No shit.
And this is a
Does it ever
big
stop
one.
striking?
It never stops. And I have two stories where this is relevant. One is out of California, and I'm not sure where PepsiCo is located, but PepsiCo is the owner of Aunt Jemima syrup and Aunt Jemima pancake mix, which I always thought was just delicious.
It's probably
right?
in Seattle or Portland.
I never thought that Aunt Jemima pancake mix was racist. Of course, and again,
Well, that's because you're racist.
I don't believe that inanimate objects can be racist. I don't believe that statues can be racist. I don't believe that flags can be racist. I don't. It's the people and the intent of the people that are using such items. That's the only way I believe.
Do you believe guns can shoot themselves?
No.
I may just be recalling this, but wasn't she the first female black millionaire?
Yes.
In our country.
So, anyway.
I think she was.
Who knew?
Aunt Jemima.
Because of her pancake syrup.
So what they have done is they have changed the complete packaging. Uncle Ben's happened last fall, right? So it was no longer Uncle Ben's with the black picture of the black guy on the cover of Uncle Ben's rice. I don't know anybody else who ever looked at that and thought that's racist rice. I don't get that thought process. Maybe I'm the wrong color. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe someone can enlighten me. I don't know.
You're not woke.
Here is a picture. Do we have the picture of the Aunt Jemima? Did I send that to you? I thought I did. There we go. So there's the old, and there's the new.
The new's on the bottom.
The new looks generic to me. I'm not buying that. That doesn't look like it would be good stuff. That looks like generic store brand shiatsu.
I wouldn't even know that was Aunt Jemima.
I'm buying Log Cabin. Screw it.
If it wasn't for the top photo.
Definitely getting that at Aldi's there.
You know, Log Cabin doesn't have high fructose in it, so I'm buying the Log Cabin. I'm
right.
not buying the Pearl Milling Company. Yeah, I don't know about Aunt Jemima's history, but I do believe that she was paid for her likeness.
Yeah.
On the bottle of the Aunt Jemima pancake mix and syrup.
Her family's been getting royalties for years for that.
Fitzy's got some info for us.
Yes.
What do we got?
The model that was used for Aunt Jemima, I believe, they were fighting to keep her on there. Her family was fighting to keep her on there because that's her legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah. And I don't know who Uncle Ben is, but
I like its rice though.
But 8 old white men that sit on the board of PepsiCo decided this was a good idea.
They did.
Right.
So the new, Aunt Jemima pancake mix looks like a generic package of some store brand, like Aldi's. I'm not buying that, right? And so they basically took a brand that has been working for 100 years, and they just screwed it. That you screwed your brand. That's honestly, all the thousands of dollars and millions of dollars in marketing over the years, you have screwed your brand. Aunt Jemima is no longer Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima, because someone somewhere in some room, some woke individual believed that Aunt Jemima,
and it wasn't even their family.
It wasn't their family. They believed
that would have been different.
They were speaking out for others, and now we're going to go with Pearl Milling Company. And that's going to, and it's kind of really similar to the Land O'Lakes butter that had the Pocahontas on the front of it, the Indian girl, the Native American girl, and did you ever
the Redskins logo?
Do you go grocery shopping?
I do.
So you've seen Land O'Lakes butter, right?
Oh, yeah.
It had the girl in the background.
Oh yeah, sitting down in the.
She had on the traditional Indian dress, right?
Sitting Indian style.
Changed. You're not going to find her on the cup. We're just going to. Here's what we're going to do.
We're going to eliminate history.
Everything that we are possibly offended by, and get in line and make a list. It's lengthy. We're going to get rid of. We're going to do our damnedest to get rid of statues, language,
names,
books, names, flags, like
me,
Chad.
I mean, I could go on and on, but it's crazy. Gina says I'm Italian. I'm not offended for Chef Boyardee. Somewhere, sometimes in the future.
Isn't he French?
Some Italian is going to be
racist.
Is going to be offended by Chef Boyardee.
Chad's an African country in northern Africa, so my name is racist. That should be changed.
I don't even know. In San Francisco,
almost every city on the East Coast between the Mason-Dixon line and the Florida-Georgia line, almost every single city is named after a colonial English settler. Right?
Get rid of them. Change your names.
Jamestown, and I mean every
right.
You go down the 95 corridor, and are we going to change all those cities' names because they represent colonial America? They represent the British Empire. Where does it end? Seriously,
it's a very good question. When I was in Charleston,
where does it end?
For my funeral, we went down to
angry progressives with their fists in the air,
completely angry, right?
Yeah.
And there were a bunch of them. Right in front of in Charleston at the waterfront where the Civil War started, right? And I took my brother down there because he'd never been. And there were people protesting in front of the statues that are at the waterfront where the Civil War began in Charleston.
I thought it began on the Capitol on January 6th.
They want to take down those statues in Charleston. They were protesting, holding up signs saying that the Confederate generals in that park there were racist and need to be torn down. But in San Francisco, the school board, I know how you like school boards.
Oh, I love them. My favorite thing.
They are lashing out because basically there were some people that were very angry of what they decided to do. And basically what they've decided to do is they're purging all of the school's historical names deemed problematic, like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. And there's like 40 others.
Yeah, we all know what a racist Abraham Lincoln was.
Right.
That's my question. Does this San Francisco school district have any idea? Does the board have any idea who Abraham Lincoln is?
They just want to erase history. They don't care what it is.
They want to get rid of Mark Twain books in the San Francisco school district because he wrote Huckleberry Finn.
It all starts in the 1920s with Margaret Sanger, the progressive movement.
Planned Parenthood.
That's when history starts.
Crazy.
The founder of Planned Parenthood.
Correct. So if you don't believe that, just Google San Francisco school board president said critics of school renaming some of those things are racist. She says, basically, if you don't believe that the school should get rid of the Mark Twain books or any reference to Abraham Lincoln or George Washington
or Thomas Jefferson,
then you're racist.
Or anything that has to do with the founding fathers. These are all
sickening.
They're all just very intellectually dishonest people. They don't understand history. They know nothing about the Constitution. They know nothing about the Declaration of Independence. They just don't understand. So they take their modern progressive religion, and that's really all it is.
Well,
it's a religion.
San Francisco.
Yeah, it's their own religion, right? They look at the First Amendment, and they don't want any of us to be able to practice our religion freely, as they literally try to cram their own religion,
right,
disguised in the name of Democrat progressive politics. It's a religion.
Exactly.
It's a creed that they have, and they want us to bow to it. They want us to take a knee, right, and bow to their creed. That's what they want us to do.
Let's talk about taking a knee.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
Mark Cuban.
Oh God.
And the Mavericks, the basketball team.
Yeah.
Where are they? Are they in Texas?
In Dallas.
In Dallas.
Yep.
So the Mavericks.
In that blue state down there in Texas.
Mark Cuban has announced, and I guess they haven't really played the national anthem or the Star Spangled Banner before any of the games, but who would know that? Because
did they play the Black national anthem before their games?
No fans were. I don't know. No fans have been allowed at the last 13 games of the Mavericks. So it has come to be that they had a game the other night, and fans were allowed. And guess what? No national anthem or Star Spangled Banner played at the beginning of the Dallas Mavericks basketball game. Mark Cuban says today, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're not doing the national anthem. He said, I support people who want to kneel. It's been nothing but trouble, so we're getting rid of it, which was exactly the point of the people to begin with that wanted to make this an issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were hoping that people would just say, freaking too much trouble. Let's just get rid of it. I'm not going to deal with the nonsense of the TV hate or the reporters coming out and taking a picture of all my players. We're just getting rid of it. So therefore, it's not an issue anymore.
Well, the answer nobody ever wanted to do was just don't put it on TV. Nobody will know. And then they won't bother.
I'm going to stop watching the Shark Tank. I like that show. I'm going to stop watching.
Mr.
He's on. I don't even watch that.
Fuck him.
He's on that. So Mark
Cuban's
says,
on there, yeah.
Well, he does own the team, right?
Not playing the national anthem. Is he un-American?
Probably not.
Because some people equate this with entertainment and that they don't play the national anthem before movies.
Yeah, well, Mark Cuban.
Concerts.
Correct. One of the things Mark Cuban said, I believe, I heard attributed to him on this topic was, your employer doesn't play the national anthem for you when you walk in the door, so why do I have to play it for my employees? Look, here's the thing. If we're going to be consistent, right?
And now the news.
Those of us that got pissed off over, Colin Kaepernick's antics, right? And then there was the counter opinion to that was, it was his free speech. And of course, our counter position to that was, yeah, but your free speech has consequences. And if you're doing something that affects your employer's income, they have the right to eliminate you. In other words,
Well,
if the fans,
I know that, but I don't think I'd negatively influence my employer's income. In fact, I think
One
it was
for
negatively
Kimberly.
influenced after I left.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
digress.
Exactly. What was that station? No. So if the San Francisco 49ers took a look at their fan base and decided that what Kaepernick was doing was bad for their pocketbook, they had every right to get rid of him. That's how that thing plays out. You can make your arguments on both sides, but at the end of the day, they had the right to get rid of him because he affected their bottom line. So if Mark Cuban makes this decision, and in his opinion right now it doesn't affect his bottom line, or maybe he perceives it to favorably affect his bottom line, I guess that's his right.
Well, you got to look at Mark Cuban and his ties with China. And isn't that a part of the problem, right? I mean, he's got hand in hand with the NBA in China. They're like,
that's true.
They're intertwined. They are lovers of each other, right? The NBA and China.
Well, it's going to take his fans to speak up, right? I mean, we don't affect Mark Cuban's checkbook at all. So there's nothing that
because
you and
we're
I
not
can
there
do
to go to the games
except bitch. But if the stadium holds 20,000 people, and of course again no fans are coming to the games, but if the place holds 20,000 and things get back to normal and only 5,000 show up because they want to take a stand against Mark Cuban's stand, guess what's going to happen? They're going to play the national anthem 4 or 5 times before the game in order to get the fans back in the stands.
Yeah.
Cuban's not going to hurt his own pocketbook, I don't think.
I mean, I know when my daughter played lacrosse, and probably when your son skated or played hockey, whatever, and if your daughters play sports, they play the national anthem. There are some who say that should be taken out of any high school or college sport program completely.
It's racist. Francis Scott Key was a racist. Probably a
I
slaveholder.
think he was, he wrote that at a time when he was just happy and feeling glorious that the U.S. had been able to overcome the British, right?
He was laying in the bottom of the boat in the Baltimore Harbor when he wrote it, I think.
I mean, it's just crazy to think that something like that you don't want to play. I mean, I know it wasn't always the thing, but it is now the thing. And now they say that it's just too much trouble. I think sometimes, and I agree with what you're saying and understand it, but I think it's a slippery slope.
Wait a minute. Kimberly just agreed with Chad? What the hell happened?
I do kind of, I don't know. But that's just my thought.
We all got to be free.
Freedom
applies to everybody.
Does it?
Or it doesn't apply at all. Well, no, there's no question that right now in America, there's a completely unequal application of the law. I mean, just look at what's going on with the impeachment right now.
There is a disconnect.
Yeah, big time.
With free.
Big time. But if we want it to be a certain way and we believe that we're right and if we are correct, then it has to be that freedom applies for everybody, so that everybody's free to do the things that we like that they do and the things that they don't like, or the things that we don't like that they do. But they have to have the freedom to do the things that we don't like.
Well, the impeachment is kind of a non-issue because I think that it's unlikely that he'll be convicted. It's a colossal waste of time.
Yeah, it's political theater.
The impeachment is a colossal waste of time, and we all should be pissed about it because it's a waste of time. Guess what? It's costing you and everyone watching on YouTube and listening on Apple Podcasts. It's a waste. It's a waste of money, and it's costing the taxpayer. Can I write that off? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, why don't you ask your accountant that? Can I write off Trump's impeachment trial?
Hey, I think I should be able to do
that.
that.
You could. Find out what it is, and 1 in 300 and something thousand, and then you write that off.
But here, even if you do, they will flag you.
300 something million.
That will be the year you get audited. Don't think that there's not retaliation for anything you do. There's always retaliation.
It'll come to like 23 cents for you, Kimberly.
They want to silence.
It's like a class action lawsuit.
Silence everybody, right?
How many of the checks do you get like that, Chad, for 82 cents?
82, that's a good number.
I like 82.
You like 82?
Well, it's
that was
better
my
than
football
81.
Number.
Yeah.
It's better than 81.
82 is better than 81. Did you hear that, 81?
I'm telling you,
You know what I mean? Those class action checks they send you every now and then. They're like
you
38
get 5
cents. Yeah.
That it costs them more to print. Absolutely.
Right.
So I got something from Victoria's Secret.
Uh-oh.
We apparently had overpaid on the bill because, my daughter likes the sweats.
But you got the nice bag.
You got
the free bag.
Or you know how many freaking Victoria's Secret bags I have?
Who carries the credit card? You were rich.
80.
To Victoria's Secret.
I do.
That's good.
Rich never goes into Victoria. I don't buy lingerie. I sleep in
This show is not going to end well, Fitzy. We should have cut it off a minute ago.
You don't-
I sleep in jammies that are furry.
You don't
They're
sleep in
fluffy.
this.
I don't sleep in that at all.
You don't have the nightgown?
I have like 15 Victoria's Secret bags. Girls out there, do you want one? I'll give you one. I mean, seriously, I don't need them. But
my Victoria's Secret.
So here's the thing. So basically, we overpaid. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah,
by
your
$4.
Your wife won't let you touch her without gloves on.
They sent me a check for $4. Can't you just give me a credit on the account?
Right.
For God's sakes. You have to send me out a check that costs you more to make the check and send it out. Business people. Doesn't make sense.
Use your brains.
All right, that is going to do it for Kimberly's Revolution. We just want to say we are thankful for our advertisers. We are thankful that to everyone who's been watching every week or listening on Apple Podcasts, you can subscribe on YouTube for free and give us a like. Tell us what you think of the show. We're considering like a later time, right? You guys, we had talked about that.
Yeah, yep.
So, and
Like
we don't.
Let us know your thoughts
like
about
11:30 at night or something?
Like, I don't know, later we had talked about, like later in the evening.
Okay.
We had thought about that. We thought about switching the time around a little bit. So maybe if you have thoughts on that, you can let us know.
We thought about Tom appearing naked on the next episode.
Yeah, nobody would watch that.
And again, if you are interested in buying or selling, please give us a call at Revere Realty.
467-1776.
That is it.
The year the country was founded, the revolution.
That would make sense, right? It's right behind me. And again, thank you to our sponsors and our advertisers, Fantuzzo's Acupuncture, and also to Taylor Heating and Cooling. Thanks to Revere Realty for allowing us to do this every week. We appreciate it. And that's going to be it for us. Hey, Assman.
Yeah.
Give it to us, Assman.
Guys, make sure you get your colonoscopies done, get your screening done. It's important. You'll live a longer life. God bless and be kind to others.
Restore, refresh, and heal. At Fantuzzo Acupuncture, we seek to help achieve effective health and wellness in an elegant spa-like atmosphere. Fantuzzo Acupuncture specializes in traditional acupuncture, cosmetic anti-aging acupuncture, acupressure, cupping, CBD topical creams, and more. Approach healthcare holistically. Visit FantuzzoAcupuncture.com to book online today. FantuzzoAcupuncture.com.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.